name is Margaret Ross. I'm very happy to see you all this morning. As Vice President of the Community Council of Medgar Evers College, I now declare the 17th Commencement Exercise in session. Let us all rise and sing, Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is in the back of your program. Please remain standing through the invocation by Reverend Cecil D. Williams, pastor of St. George's Episcopal Church.
Let us pray. O God of unchangeable power and eternal light, look favorably upon the earth which you have made, that wonderful and sacred mystery. Fill it with your spiritual benediction and grace. Let the whole world know that things which were being cast down are now being raised up. Things that were old are now being made new through the effectual work of your providence. Pour out your continual help and grace upon all who are assembled here. We ask you, O Lord, to heal the divisions of the world, to make this world susceptible to your mercy and glad for your love. Open for these who stand before you, your servants, who have gained knowledge through these 4 years, the gates of opportunity. Let them be glad, O God, as they walk forth into this world to make a way for themselves, their families, and for their fellows, wherever they may be. Guide them, direct them, nourish them, strengthen them and keep them through the many years ahead. And, O Lord, when the dark days come, when despair and confusion set in, be thou there beside each one of them, encouraging them, strengthening them, holding them up, so that they may keep the bond which they make here today between their loved ones and this sacred college, the bond to forever be examples of freedom, justice, and learning to a world which needs them greatly. We ask all this in your most sacred name. Amen.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Leo Corby, Acting President of Medgar Evers College. Dr. Corby.
On behalf of the trustees of the City University of New York, the faculty and students of Medgar Evers College, and the Community Council, it is a pleasure to welcome parents, spouses, children, families, and honored guests to this memorable occasion. Since the establishment of the first universities, the tradition has been one of awarding through ceremony acknowledgement of academic achievement. Following that tradition, in the name of Medgar Evers, a symbol of courage, freedom, and perseverance, we have assembled here today to honor the men and women of the class of 1988. We know that the degrees to be awarded here today represent sacrifices on the part of many families, as well as sustained and earnest efforts on the part of all of the students. It is a great occasion in the lives of these families and students. In a memorable tradition, we salute and acknowledge their achievement. It is my pleasure at this point to present the Honorable Sylvia Bloom, member of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York. Mrs. Sylvia Bloom.
I should tell you that you've got to live a long time to do all the things they just said I did. President Corby, Honorable Harriet Michel, distinguished faculty, honored guests, family and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, the graduates. It is with a sense of pride and delight that I bring to you greetings and congratulations from the Board of Trustees of CUNY. For you who are about to graduate, today is a glorious day. It is truly a commencement, a period in which you will seek to achieve the ambitions and goals which you have set for yourselves. In a real sense, it is your passport to the world. I am aware that you must feel a deep sense of gratitude to your conscientious and dedicated faculty. Because of their efforts, you are now in a position to meet the challenges which you will face. In the 7 years that I have served on the board, I have had an extremely close relationship with your college. I have gloried in the fact that some of your predecessors have gone on to graduate schools for further education and in the field of their choice, law school, medical school, business administration. However, whether you do or you do not go on is a matter of choice with you. For those of you who elect to enter business at this point, you are armed with the tools to make a success of it. We salute you and the emotional support that your families and loved ones have provided you in order to make this day possible. You must recognize that the plateau which you have achieved imposes upon you an obligation to help the less fortunate and those who will need your services in the days ahead. Part of that obligation is to make the world around us a better place in which to live. I wish you health, happiness, and success. a wish joined in by each of my colleagues on the Board of Trustees. May your future actions reflect glory upon yourselves and Medgar Evers College. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mrs. Bloom. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Meredith Payne, who is the president of the Student Government Association at Medgar Evers College. Mr. Payne's remarks are on behalf of the entire student body.
Dr. Colby, Mrs. Michel, Honorable Sylvia Bloom, other day's guests, faculty, fellow graduates and students, invited relatives and friends of the graduates, good afternoon and welcome. On one hand, it is indeed a pleasure for me to address you as the president of the Student Government Association. However, on the other hand, I'm saddened because as a graduate of this institution, this is my last speech. Please allow me to take this opportunity to welcome and thank my aunt and my mother, who have journeyed from Barbados to celebrate with me this milestone of accomplishment. I also want to thank my entire family for supporting me through my 4 years of college. My achievement is not an individual one, but rather it is a family accomplishment, and today we celebrate together and with you as well. Today is indeed a great day for all of us here today. It is rare to have all the executive officers of the Student Government Association graduating together. This morning, I would like to thank them for all the support they have given me during my term as president. At this time, I would individually acknowledge them. Mr. Harvey Elwood, their Vice President, Royston Lee Ward's Evening Vice President, Margaret Bartholomew, Corresponding Secretary, Dolores Kelly Adams, Recording Secretary, and Maurice Paul, Treasurer. Fellow officers, you are appreciated. I would also like to acknowledge Maxwell Hayward and Jean Myers, who serve as student representative on the college-wide Personnel and Budget Committee and Senior Class President, respectively. Maxwell. Also, our advisors, Professor Safia Bandelli and Professor Charles Davison, who serve with commitment and dedication. Upon reflection, I must admit that our 2 or 4 years at Medgar Evers College were very rewarding. First and foremost, our stay was academically satisfying. And we, the graduates here, are the indication of this satisfaction. I know most of you did, as I did, came to Medgar Evers for a degree in a particular discipline or a particular area of concentration. But it evolved into a well-rounded education, a general education that has prepared us to deal with the problems that exist in this complex world we live in. Whether the problems be in the Caribbean, Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, or right here in America, we are prepared. Secondly, our stay was socially rewarding, not only in the context of socializing with each other and learning from each other, but also bringing our consciousness level to a point where we can relate to the social injustices that exist on a local, state, national, and international level. With this consciousness, we must move to correct these injustices. And as the late Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Whether injustice be apartheid in South Africa, political inequitable treatment of Jesse Jackson here in America, or on a local level right here at Medgar Evers College, where we have been denied our senior status funding for the last 10 to 12 years, we must move now. Why are these injustices perpetrated against us? My fellow graduates, it is our responsibility to deal with these injustices so that this world will become a more equitable place to live in. Medgar Evers is a special institution with a special mission. And why is it special? It is special because it serves a special kind of person like you and me. Persons who are labeled by a monstrous and oppressive system as minorities. I have news for the system. Minority does not necessarily mean inferiority. In an interview earlier this semester, I stated there are 3 important factors that I believe will determine the future of Medgar Evers College. First is the reinstatement of our senior college status funding. Secondly is the selection and appointment of a president who would lead our institution to greater heights. And thirdly is the expansion of our facilities and the move to new quarters. With our senior college status funding, we will be able to expand and increase our academic offerings. This would mean that more qualified professionals will be trained by Medgar Evers College for our community. My perception of a leader for our college involves all the qualities that you, my fellow graduates, know are necessary for the advancement of Medgar Evers College. Strong leadership, excellent academic credentials, and understanding. Such understanding that would allow for knowledge of the economical and political dynamics of New York State, New York City, the city university system, and Medgar Evers College. Further, the person needs to have viable charisma tempered with honesty and integrity. I repeat, honesty and integrity. We are spirited here at Medgar Evers College, and we need space for our continued development. Space that will allow for more laboratories, more spacious classrooms, other rooms for seminar and social activities that will foster for the continuation of students receiving a well-rounded education. These 3 factors are what I believe to be of vital importance to the continued survival and development of Medgar Evers College. My fellow graduates, over the past 2 or 4 years, Medgar Evers has given to you. Are you now willing to give to Medgar Evers College? I am, I will, and I must. This institution needs our support, and now we must become active financial alumni members, continuing to make the Alumni Association of Medgar Evers College a strong force in the college's development. With all the tasks that I have set forth, I can now graduate with a heart full of hope for our college. Hope that there will be more cooperation, hope that there will be more positive decisions, hope that there will be more satisfaction, hope that there will be a better institution because of improved construction and expansion, hope that there will be more recognition and distinction, hope that there will be more admissions, hope that there will be continued quality education. These hopes can only lead to more graduations. These are the hopes for Medgar Evers College. Fellow graduates, I want you to remember and understand that politics and economics are the controlling factors in our society. With this understanding, let us move forward and continue to control our destinies in every capacity. Thank you.
Meredith, that definitely is not your last speech. She will speak in behalf of all of the graduates. Ms. Mayes?
Good day, President Corby, Ms. Michel, graduates, family, faculty, and friends. Yesterday we began. Today we have reached our first milestone. Fellow graduates, we have worked diligently and arduously. We have achieved, but we must not rest on our laurels. There are greener fields to be conquered, and our goal should be to explore and discover these many opportunities that are open to us. Thus far, we know that it has not been a road paved with gold. As students, many of us have had to cope with studying, working, caring for families, and coping with life. We have triumphantly persevered.
Medgar Evers College has been the foundation of our academic, social, political, and environmental structure. On Thursday, I received my baccalaureate degree in science from the CUNY Center. For me, it was a combination of 4 years of total involvement. I felt the pressures. I met the deadlines, but I survived. We have all been subjected to similar disciplines and routines. These experiences have prepared us for reaching our goals and for being able to go the extra mile. Our skills have been honed. We are now able to prioritize, negotiate, and accomplish. We should be and we are proud of ourselves. Experiences have made us strong, and with these strengths, coupled with patience and dedication, we will continue to survive, for we have only just begun. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. I now have the honor of presenting the Gospel Chorus of St. George's Episcopal Church. They will sing a musical selection, and the chorus is directed and accompanied by Mr. Eric G. Johnson. also a friend of this college, of this university, and a personal friend of mine. And let's give her a nice round of applause as she comes to the podium. Thank you.
I had just come out of elementary school when I went on the board. The choir, these are my Harvard glasses. I'm going to take them off so I can really see. The choir sang an appropriate song, "We Want to Hear From You." Quite frankly, I'd be happy if the Lord would speak to us and keep the rain away. Dr. Corby, faculty, honored guest, and most of all, graduates, thank you for asking me to share this important day with you. Before I get started and try to arrange my papers here, Leo said to you that I have been a long associate of the City University, and because I have been, and a long friend of this college, and because I have been, I think I can take time out today to say publicly that I, from my perspective, want to thank Leo Corby for what I think has been an outstanding job of guiding this college at a time when it needed wisdom, intelligence, and maturity. I know many of you will thank him in your own special way sooner or later, but I think it needs to be said. We need to tell people publicly when we think they've done a good job. And to you, Mr. Payne, if in fact you are indicative of the type of youngster that Medgar Evers turns out, and I believe you are, then this school can be extraordinarily proud of the kind of people it is sending out into the world who are thoughtful and sensitive. Thank you, Mr. Payne. You know, graduation speakers have tough assignments. Faculty and administrators want them to say something that's inspiring and memorable to students. But by and large, students couldn't care less about the content of the message, but fervently hope the speech will be brief so they can get through the formalities, receive their long-awaited diplomas, and escape to celebrate with their families and friends.
Excuse me.
Amen. I'd like to believe that I can be memorable and brief. Your class theme, "We've Only Just Begun," implies the wealth of possibilities you believe exist for bright, talented people like you. The theme further implies the belief in yourselves to capitalize on what you've learned, both theoretical and practical, to see unlimited horizons for yourselves, your families, and your community. It is critical that you continue to believe in the art of the possible, because the world, the United States, and especially Afro-Americans have never needed your energy, your ideas, and your skills more than they do today. But before I talk about the kind of people I hope you will become, let's talk about who you already are. You certainly are not the typical college grads whose faces have been shining out from under mortarboards in pictures in newspapers and magazines. You are the sons and daughters of the Caribbean, the barrio, the ghetto, who have not romanticized what's often referred to in these speeches as the real world. You have lived in the real world all of your lives, struggling at jobs, struggling to support and raise families, and struggling to get this diploma. And you have done so in an institution that itself has a history of struggle. Medgar Evers College, named after the slain civil rights leader in recognition of the heroic and effective contributions made by him to the cause of human freedom and dignity, is still struggling to regain its rightful status as a four-year institution. It is still being held hostage by a largely white, rural, and suburban legislature, which would rather grant $100,000 a year for the next 20 years or maybe 50 years to study the situation rather than to empower an overwhelmingly black school as a four-year institution. Ladies and gentlemen, this year of your graduation, 1988, will be recorded as one of the most significant in the history of Black Americans. First, because Jesse Jackson, deriving his power from the people, not the traditional political establishment, became the first serious Black candidate for the presidency of the United States. And in so doing, he became the most powerful Black national leader since Martin Luther King. This year is also especially significant because the November elections will finally signal the end of the Reagan years, for which we should all thank God. This Reagan administration has been the most morally bankrupt, the least socially conscious, the most virulently racist administration we've seen in modern times, so it can't be over soon enough for me. Unfortunately, 1988 also marks the 25th anniversary of the murder of Medgar Evers, the 20th anniversaries of the assassinations of Dr. King and Robert Kennedy, and the 20th anniversary of the issuance of the Kerner Report, which warned that America was moving toward two societies, one black, one white, separate and unequal. The sequel to the Kerner Report, issued this year, confirmed its most dire predictions. As Martin Luther King is quoted to have said, racism is alive and well and still on the throne. And we could add, it's getting bolder and uglier each day in towns and cities and on college campuses all over the country. The consequences of increased racism impacts tragically on our community. The most obvious is the senseless deaths of people like Willie Turks, Michael Griffiths, Eleanor Bumpurs, and others. But just as deadly is the impact on tens of thousands of Black people who are being cast on a societal junk heap that we have conveniently labeled the underclass. The grinding and persistent poverty that renders them jobless and homeless often leads to crime or drug addiction or teen pregnancy or other behavior for which we, as a total society, must pay. Think about the enormous human loss so many of our people are consigned to empty and wasted lives. Now, some of you may be sitting here thinking to yourself, I care about these things, and I also am concerned about issues like AIDS and South Africa and Central America and so on. But these are large problems that require money, and lots of it if they're to be solved. And right now, I just want to get myself a job and get a little security. After all, I worked hard for my diploma. I want to enjoy what it brings to me and mine before I start worrying about those other folks. Well, I'm here to tell you that that kind of thinking is a luxury that you as an individual and we as a people cannot afford. For you students who feel that your success today is totally your own, I just want to gently remind you that all of us, no matter how accomplished, stand on the shoulders of others. How many of us found, I see Dr. Betty Shabazz today, and I think how many of us found our identity, our pride, our courage through the writings and work of Malcolm X. And there were countless faceless others whose work and sacrifices helped to make all this happen for you. For those students who feel an urgency to act and yet dismiss existing Black leadership as ineffective, I say take heart, because the Black community has always been an agent for its own advancement. Throughout our history, we have relied on an unusual assortment of institutions and organizations to defend us, to provide service and opportunities denied us, and to advance our interest in a hostile environment. So your impatience can be tempered by heeding a quote from Malcolm X. Our people have made the mistake of confusing the methods with the objectives. As long as we agree on objectives, we should never fall out with each other just because we believe in different methods or tactics or strategies to reach a common goal. We have to keep in mind at all times that we are not fighting for integration, nor are we fighting for separation. We are fighting for recognition as free humans in this society. Now, our recognition in this society will come through leadership of people like you. As Leo mentioned in my introduction, I've spent the past semester teaching, reading, and writing about leadership issues for Black America, and I'd like to share a couple of thoughts with you. First, while racism is a persistent problem, in my view, the greatest single problem facing us now is the growing distance between middle and so-called underclass blacks. A division becoming so wide and so deep that it cuts us off from ourselves and threatens our survival. I'm reminded of the scene in Spike Lee's movie School Days when the militant students who were consistently criticizing their bougie classmates encountered the brothers from the street in a restaurant. Much to their surprise, they're rejected by the townies as candy-assed college boys. All the revolutionary rhetoric cannot overcome the fact that one group is seen to have options and the others feel they have none. The second observation I would like to make is that if our leadership is to remain relevant, they must, like Jesse Jackson, gain the confidence and the trust of the people locked in the Harlems and the Bed-Stuyvesants of our country. It was reported yesterday that Jesse met with some members of the Los Angeles youth gangs like the ones shown in the movie Colors. Noting the violence and the high death rates, he asked one young man pointedly, did he want to live or die? The young man replied, I want to live. I want the American dream. Well, the only way for him and you and me to realize the American dream is for each of us to realize that our fate is intertwined. As the young brothers in the gangs do better, so do we. As our brothers in South Africa gain freedom, so do we. As welfare mothers get the skills and jobs to support and nurture their children, so do we. So my hope for you today is to live a moral life of caring and giving to our people. To live a political life of demanding equity and fairness and justice. To live a prosperous life because we need the economics to do what we can do. And no matter how old you are, your theme is right. Today, for you, you've only just begun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harriet. And now, once again, the gospel chorus of St. George's. Musical Chorus of St. George's Episcopal Church. It dawned on me as I saw Councilman Enoch Williams leave the podium, the dais, I should say, that our elected officials usually have to be at 7 places at the same time. And I'm going to digress from our script just for a moment to acknowledge those of them who are here, who have taken time out of their busy schedules to visit with us. And certainly Councilman Enoch Williams had to leave. And I saw Senator Marty Markowitz come in. And we also have Assemblywoman Rhoda Jacobs, who I hope hasn't left yet. We have Ms. Ophelia Perry representing the Borough President of Brooklyn, Howard Golden's office. I think I've mentioned everyone. If I've left anyone out, please forgive me. At this time, Ed Hightower. I'm sorry, Ed. Where's Ed Hightower? District Leader. Mr. Hilary Borneo, the salutatorian of the class of 1988, has a grade point average of 3.93. He is receiving an associate degree in computer science. Would now like to ask him to come to the microphone.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. Dr. Corey, Mrs. Michel, Honorable Sylvia Bloom, other dearest guests, parents, family and friends, and fellow graduates, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to welcome you to our annual graduation ceremony. As we stand before you, robed in these symbolic garments, we are conscious of the fact that we are at the thresholds of new beginnings. Some of us are going to aspire to achieve higher levels of knowledge in our respective disciplines, while others are going to seek employment that will implement the principles and methods that we have learned in this institution. Since the theme of our 1988 graduation exercise is "We have only just begun," it is appropriate that we reflect on the humble but significant beginning of Medgar Evers College. In the beginning, as you may recall, about 2 decades ago, the local residents of the Central Brooklyn community felt that the senior colleges of the City University of New York were not structured to meet the unique needs of the community's residents. The leaders observed that few high school graduates from the community were admitted to the senior colleges, and that the few who were accepted had not been adequately prepared for the work and the development that was necessary to strengthen themselves and their own community. In 1967, after local residents and organizations had planned, the Board of Higher Education, in an attempt to relate positively to the socio-economic and educational circumstances of this community, acceded to their request and proposed a new community college, number 7. And so, with this, Medgar Evers College began. From its inception, it was the dream of these concerned residents to see the establishment of an institution of learning that would facilitate and coordinate the exploration and exemplification of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and possibilities to enhance the development of our community. Today, we have only just begun to realize the fruits of their labor. Although our institution is dedicated to academic excellence, we are forever cognizant of the fact that an entity whose components reflect unity of purpose should achieve unlimited success. With this in mind, we have surrounded ourselves with individuals who are highly inspired and motivated by idealism, generosity, enthusiasm, and who are staunchly devoted to the principles of justice and equality. Our faculty include such outstanding achievers as Dr. Nolan Thaxton, author of Fitness for Living, a physical education textbook that is currently used at Medgar Evers College. Our Humanities Division is chaired by Dr. Elizabeth Nunez Harrell, whose novel, When Rocks Dance, has received stunning reviews from the critics. Thank you. Dr. Edna Eder, who was selected as part of a national team to study the music and culture of the People's Republic of China. Dr. Margaret Baker Green, who was recently inducted into the Hunter College Hall of Fame. Dr. Mary Omolu, an outstanding spokesperson and media personality, who has traveled extensively, motivating and inspiring people of all walks of life in the art of communication. Our business division is chaired by Dr. Wendell Clement, a community business leader. As a business student, I personally found that Professor Charles Davidson, Professor Roosevelt Moetti, and Professor William Harris often went beyond the call of duty to advise and counsel students. These citations and achievement of our faculty members are the tip of the iceberg. Such exemplary role models serve as the motivation for our students to become outstanding achievers. Some of my fellow graduates are recipients of such distinguished awards as the Bell Zeller Scholarship Award, the Minority Access to Research Careers Scholarship Award, and the National Dean's List. However, in light of these academic accomplishments, we as students must never forget that the understanding of the sensitivity of human dignity is the absolute achievement. We should always be mindful of the unlimited possibilities that are at our disposals and the expectation of those who hold us in high esteem. Hence, the dream of our community leaders and organizations had envisioned must become our dream. Then our institution will become a nucleus in this community from which flows the virtue of hope and the healing balm of revitalization for the human spirit. Hopefully, these factors will forge for us a future of peace, honor, justice, and respect. With the diversity of cultures and many talents of our young men and women of these communities, we can embrace the future with confidence and take pride in the assurance that we are truly the masters of our destiny. It is with these convictions, the continuous guidance from the Almighty, and the blessings of my family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates that I extend to each and every one a heartfelt welcome to the 17th graduation exercise of Medgar Evers College, a great vision whose time has come. And as we go forward, believe that we shall be victorious, because victoriously we have begun.
Thank you, Mr. Borneo. I now have the pleasure of presenting Ms. Althea E. Bailey, the valedictorian of the class of 1988. Ms. Bailey has a grade point average of 3.91. She is receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. Ms. Bailey.
Thank you, Dr. Corby. Dr. Leo Corby, Ms. Harriet Michel, Honorable Sylvia Bloom, members of faculty, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates. We have only just begun. This is the theme chosen by the 1988 graduating class of Medgar Evers College. We have a deep feeling of joy and pride as we look around and see the many relatives, friends, well-wishers, and the staff of the college all here today to witness this momentous occasion in our lives. We thank you for being here. Our theme mirrors in many ways the impact that our courses of study have had and will continue to have on our lives. While we feel that we have gained a great enrichment from our academic studies, the influence that we hold dearest in our hearts is the development of a deep desire for wanting to learn and to know more and more and more. As we look back on our lives, we cannot help but be happy with the realization that we availed ourselves of the opportunity to pursue studies of higher education here at Medgar Evers College. The staff, through their untiring efforts, have made our courses here both stimulating and rewarding. We look forward with great anticipation toward evaluating the influence that our education will have on our future lives. At the same time, we hope that our achievement will serve as an example to our younger brothers and sisters and will create in them an earnest desire to seek, to discover, and to develop their potential to their highest level. What comes next as we begin a new chapter in our lives? Some of us may move on to a life of leisure. Others may continue their education as they seek to peer beyond the ever-widening horizons of the academic world while preparing for their master's or doctorate degrees. Some may move into the work world, anxiously seeking to use their newfound skills, hoping to make the world a better place in which to live. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we will recognize that the knowledges and experiences we have gained will greatly contribute to the new goals that we set for ourselves. In this way, Medgar Evers College will forever be embedded in our memories and hearts. The realization of our new objectives will not be easy. Obstacles will always appear. Today is the happy day indeed, when all our efforts are finally crowned with success. In conclusion, I will leave with you the following quotation. Do not ask to have your life's load lightened, but for courage to endure. Do not ask for fulfillment in all your life, but for patience to accept frustration. Do not ask for perfection in all you do, but for the wisdom not to repeat mistakes. And finally, do not ask for more before saying thank you for what you have already received. The graduating class of 1988 wishes to thank the staff of Medgar Evers College for their dedication, patience, and counsel, our family and friends for their sacrifice and encouragement. For without these pluses, we would not be sitting here today as graduates. We must remember that we have only just begun. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey. In the interest of us not getting rained on, we're going to digress somewhat and alter the program. I'm now going to introduce Dr. Roberta Mays, Dean of Academic Affairs and Deputy to the President, who will present the chairpersons of the academic divisions, and then we will confer the degrees.
The chairpersons, there's going to be a slight change because of the rain. We're just going to call the names of all of the chairpersons, and
we are now ready to begin. In the Division of Business Administration, Dr. Wendell Clement, chairperson, will present the candidates for their degrees. Dr. Clement.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Associate of Science in Business Administration please stand and remain standing until all of the candidates' names in the division have been called. Please stand. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Business Administration and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and Associate of Science degrees for January 1988, June 1988, and the prospective candidates for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of course requirements by that date.
Just use it.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration please come forward?
tell you what, lift it up and move it to here. No, hold on, always hold on to the camera.
Val Taliaferro. Cynthia Gordon Cooper. Desmond Chambers. Barbara Telford. Larry George. Maurice Paul. Judith Williams. Sadonna Davidson. Cynthia Price. Gerdell Ward. Hotad Harris. Takia Williams. Eddie Gross. Ernestine Walks. Mary Elliott. Joseph Charles. Meredith Payne. Will the candidates for the Associate of Science degree please come forward? Kayla Williams. Winthell Jones. Marie Denise Deely. LaShawn Fayessa. Marceline Augustine. Dolores Vasquez. Gail Lewis. Veronica Meadows. Joyce Ward. Sabrina Mitchell. Enrique Muriel. Marilyn Martin. Michael Chance. Chris St. Remy. Rhonda Tara Martin. Monica Teresa DeCito. Joyce Coleman. Constance Daniels. Militant DeJohn. Margarita Hoyt. Lois Johnson. Hillary Bonillo. Graduates from the Division of Business Administration will now be seated.
In the Division of Education, Dr. Roderick Loney, chairperson, will present the candidates for their degrees.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education and Associate of Arts in Elementary Education please stand and remain standing until all the candidates' names in this division have been called. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Education and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education and Associate of Arts in Elementary Education for January 1988, June 1988, and the prospective candidates for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of course requirements by that time.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these graduates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Education degree please come forward? Sharon Mead, BS in Education. Veronica Smith, BS in Education. Beverly J. Riley, BS in Education with academic honors. Margaret Lockyer, BS in Education. Janice Jennings, BS in Education, magna cum laude. Shirley V. Williams, BS in Education, summa cum laude. Okay, thank you. Janet Lawrence, BS in Education. Yumilta Al-Uqda, BS in Education, magna cum laude. Shay Davis, BS in Education, magna cum laude. Pauline Cornell, BS in Education. Willie Kirkland, BS in Education. Yvonne Theresa Sykes, BS in Education. Dorothy Tennyson, BS in Education. Evelyn Saunders, BS in Education. Diana Branch Colley, AS in Education. Lita Wallace, Associate Arts in Education. Lorenzo George, Associate Degree in Education. Anita Lipscomb, Associate Degree in Elementary Ed. Cynthia Mullen, Associate Degree in Elementary Ed. Graduates from the Division of Education will now be seated.
In the Division of Health Sciences, Dr. Bertie Gilmore, chairperson, will present the candidates for their degrees.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in nursing please stand and remain standing until all of the candidates' names have been called from the division. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Health Sciences and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in nursing for January 1988, June 1988, and the prospective candidates for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of course requirements at that time.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in nursing please come forward? Maisie Thompson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Angeline Paris, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Lawrence John Bruce, Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Will the graduates from the Health Science Division now be seated?
In the Division of Humanities, Dr. Elizabeth Nunez Harrell, chairperson, will present the candidates for their degrees. Dr. Harrell.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree please stand and remain standing until all of the candidates' names in this division have been called? Me not having. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Humanities and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Associate degree in Humanities for June 1988 and the prospective candidate for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of the course requirements of that time.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree in Humanities please come forward? Dolores Clay Adams, Associate degree in Humanities. Patricia Antoine, Associate degree in Humanities, magna cum laude. Graduates from the Division of Humanities will now be seated.
In the Division of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Dr. Seymour Ian, chairperson, will present the candidates for their degrees. Dr. Ian.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Associate Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Associate of Applied Science degree, and Associate of Science degree please stand and remain standing until all the candidates' names in the division has been called. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Natural Science and Mathematics and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Associate of Applied Science degree, and Associate of the Science degree for January 1988, June 1988, and the prospective candidates for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of the course requirements by that time.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please come forward? Bridget John, magna cum laude. Ada Brown, BS. Barry Davis, BS, magna cum laude. Michelle Marone, BS in science. Nidia Fibris. Verna Jabet, AAS degree. Nicole Ashby, AS degree. Aristide Joseph, cum laude. Graduates from the Division of Natural Science and Mathematics will now be seated.
In the absence of Dr. Rafael Zambrano, Dr. Nathaniel Izuma, Vice Chairperson of the Division of Social Sciences, will present the candidates for their degrees. Dr. Izuma.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Bachelor of Arts degree, Associate of Arts degree, and Associate of Science degree please stand and remain standing until all the candidates' names in the division have been called. Yeah, okay. Yes. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Bachelor of Arts degree, Associate of Arts degree, and Associate of Science degree please stand and remain standing until all the candidates' names in this division have been called. Yeah. Okay. Great. No. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Division of Social Sciences and the college faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, Bachelor of Arts degree, Associate of Arts degree, and Associate of Science degree for January 1988, June 1988, and the prospective candidates for August 1988, whose degrees are contingent upon completion of course requirements by that time. Yes.
By order of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree appropriate to their course of study and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and Arts degree please come forward? William Riggs, BA Magna Cum Laude. Janice Kropp, BA Psychology. Isil Bishop, BS Public Administration. Walter Fishburys Mosley, BA Psychology. Catherine Hanna, BS Public Administration. James Kerry, BS Public Administration. Zudo Anderson, BA Psychology. Faye Nelson, BS Public Administration, Magna Cum Laude. Dennis Bennett Carty, BS Public Administration, Cum Laude. Oman Bryce, BS Public Administration, Cum Laude. Maxwell Haywood, BS Public Administration, Cum Laude. Harvey Rashid Elwood, BS Public Administration, Cum Laude. Lois Mendez, BS Public Administration. Motto Hodges, BS Public Administration. National Dean's List. Fern Misery, BS Public Administration. Faye Gordon, BS Public Administration. Ada Bonner, BS Public Administration. Arvis Tyson Astley, BS Public Administration. Gail Williams, AS Public Administration. Jill Walker, AS Public Administration. Shelley Lewis, AS Public Administration. Romola Faust, AS Public Administration. Patricia Walker, AS Public Administration. Lydia King Lipsit, AS Public Administration. Elsie Springer, AS Public Administration. graduates from the Division of Social Science will now be seated.
Graduates, let's stand and all do it together. Come on, let's shake it up. Hey!
That was the best part of this group.
Thank you, Dr. Mays. You can sit down now, students. On behalf of the college and the class of 1988, I would like to express our appreciation to our commencement speaker, Ms. Harriet Michel, to our distinguished guests, to our faculty, to the friends of the college and the parents of our graduates for making this occasion possible. Please rise and remain standing while the benediction is given by the Reverend Williams. After the benediction, will you please remain in your places until the academic procession has left the auditorium.
If I might be granted a second or two of personal privilege.